What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Aiden and this is my 2007 Tacoma TRD off-road. Now today I wanted to talk about one of my most recent modifications to the truck, and it was modifying the front end to fit this JCW LowPro winch bumper on the truck. Now this is originally from a 3rd gen Tacoma, or 4th 3rd gen Tacoma, so a 16 to 23, and I just did some modifying to the front bumper to get it to fit. But other than that, it bolts up to the frame, 3 on each side, and it does look pretty good. The reason I went with this one is because it was given to me by a friend, but 2 is I like the profile on the sides more versus than having it just cut straight down here like the ones that are meant for this truck. I just think it's a little more protection. It looks a little better in my opinion. But like most of these bumpers, obviously it has room for a winch to be put in there. And then you can also run a light bar on this plate right here. I believe no bigger than a 20-inch light bar should fit in there. Then obviously you have your mounts for shackles or D-rings if you need that there. And then this bar right here, it does come unassembled. Just this, and then obviously the cover for the light bar slot. But that bar is optional whether you want it on there or not. I liked it just because a little more protection. But yeah, so that just bolts up to the frame. Nothing special about that. Now, what I have been getting a lot of questions about is what I did to modify the bumper to get it to fit. Now, as you can see, I did have to do quite a bit of cutting. I do have Viper cut on my truck, so there's a lot of space freed up on the sides beforehand. But these are the measurements that I took for both sides. Now, I have the piece that I cut off that I'll show you guys in a second for reference. But let's go a little more in depth with the measurements themselves. So right off of this little grill piece here, as you can see, I measured it out for you guys. You're going to cut out basically just to the edge of this bog line here, so it's about 1.25 inches. So you're going to cut straight out that way, and it's kind of straight. It is a little tight, I'll tell you guys right now, so some of these cuts on the inside were a little hard to do, so just a warning there. But from that point on, I did a 3.5-inch cut diagonally this way, and then I stopped about, 4.25 inches from up here. So I angled it out this way, another 4.25 inches all the way down. And I did the same exact thing on this side. So you have 1.25 out, 3.5 inches down this way, at 4.25 going across. I changed the angle, come down another 4.25. Now, as far as these go, I didn't want to cut these off completely just because I didn't want to cut them out and then end up having space in there and just having a gap. So what I did was I literally cut them right along the base. So I kept as much of that as possible so there wouldn't be a huge gap. Let's see if I can line this up just so you guys can see. All right, so I have this put back up next to the bumper where I cut it, just to show you guys kind of what you're looking at. I cut right here in the corner, just straight along the edge there, then up along this plastic, black plastic, and then like I said, the original 1.25 out. Same thing on this side, right in the corner there, right up along the edge, 1.25 out. And the same measurements as on the other side. Yeah, so if you don't have a Viper cut on your truck, a 2nd gen, you might have to do a little more modifications to get this to fit. You shouldn't have to do too much, but as far as this space down here goes, I can't tell you how to cut that. You can do your best from the video I'm uploading to show you guys how to do this to kind of modify your own to get it to fit, but this was already open space for me because of the Viper cut, so I don't have any numbers for that. But as far as this stuff goes, this will give you a very good head start, and you can kind of go on your own just to see how it's going to fit. So I will take this tape off, throw it on the truck, and show you guys how it looks when it's fully assembled. Now, before it gets back on the truck, I just want to show you guys a clip of how it should look Obviously without the Viper cut, it's gonna look a little different on yours, but how it's gonna look once it's cleaned up with some edge trim on there, and definitely looks way more aggressive in my opinion. Kind of gives me like saber-tooth tiger vibes, those points there. But I honestly love the look of this bumper now. I was never a fan of the kind of bubbly, smooth looks of the true second gens. I think it was definitely an upgrade with the third gens, but I still love my truck either way. So I'll get this on the truck and then show you guys how it looks. Okay, so we're in the progress of getting the bumper on the truck. Now, if you notice in the very first clip where I showed you guys the bumper itself, there's these little lips on the inside. You can see them there. And I did my best to leave a good amount of plastic on the bumper itself, so it'll kind of sit on top of that. So just so bumper won't move around or have any play. So you can see it's pretty stiff there. Now it is gonna force the bumper to come out a little bit, so just keep that in mind. If you want to, I'm sure you could make it cut back a little more, so you could have the bumper behind those or off the side of it. But I just prefer to go this way just to keep those plates or those lips hidden, and then a little more sturdiness on the front end. So I'm gonna keep getting everything, all the panels back on the grill, and then show you guys the finished product. All right, and here is the finished product. And you guys can feel free to leave your opinions in the comment section below. I just love the way this thing turned out. There's definitely in my opinion, a lack of options as far as a facelift for these second gens, true second gens. 2.5s have some options, but as far as the 2.0s, your main option is just 2.5 conversion, and then kind of like I said earlier, that slim line just tucked in the center version of this bumper. But I just love how this thing looks. And that kind of protruding area there reminds me of the Viper cuts in the third gens. So it's just a little bit more extra protection as far as the inside goes. But other than that, that's how it's gonna look. And you guys are done with that. If you have any other comments, concerns, questions, feel free to leave them below. Other than that, thank you guys for watching and have a good day.